Good morning, and welcome to a brand new day. You got the Aired Out podcast with JD and Raylene. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We hope you're doing all right. We're live from Fly on the Wall Productions on North Main Street in Barrie. Seen and heard right here, 185 North Main Street. And live on Facebook and YouTube and streamed everywhere you get your podcasts and on airedoutvt.com. Raylene, good morning.
Good morning.
How the hell are you?
Perfect.
Hey, let's start out this morning with a shout out to FGB Theaters. Gift cards, advance tickets, everything you should know. And frankly, what you should have in your wallet is the FGB card. Because if you have that, you're going to be able to, get all kinds of deals and discounts and advance tickets and just all kinds. They are. I was at the movies yesterday.
And did you see anything good?
I saw. Andy and I saw. What's it called? Fall Guy. The Fall Guy. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to be real honest here. A few minutes into the movie, well, not a few minutes, probably a good 30 to 45 minutes into the movie, this is what I heard.
Andy was snoring.
No.
You were?
Yes.
And you woke yourself up?
Yes.
That is not fun.
I don't know, it just wasn't that, I didn't think it was that great of a movie. I'm sure the other people think it's amazing and, oh my God, JD, how could you not have thought that was a fantastic, whatever. I just didn't, whatever. But, I mean, nonetheless, you should go to the movies.
Yes,
okay? Maybe.
Absolutely. And maybe that will be somebody else's cup of tea.
Yes.
Or maybe you were just overtired. Maybe
true.
your CPAP machine was a little crooked or not tight enough the night before.
Wait a second. Who's saying I have a CPAP machine?
You say it all the time.
I do?
Yes.
Listen.
I think the majority of people in the world have a CPAP machine.
Yeah.
I know so many people with them. They have new technology, though, that can totally eliminate the machine altogether, and it's just this little thing that looks like a phone that you can use at night. Maybe you should check into that.
Ricky Stanicki on Amazon Prime Movies. Massey is saying that we should check. I should check that out. So, anyway,
gosh.
Do you know anything about that?
No.
All right.
So, do you want to talk about Thunder Road, the next race?
I do.
The Memorial Day Classic on the 26th of May.
Please. That is a Sunday.
Yes, it is a Sunday, and that is what is up next for Thunder Road. The, ever so popular Memorial Day Classic.
Yeah.
That's coming up. Let's see, 1:30
Okay,
p.m.
post time?
Yes.
All right.
All of the information is located right on the Thunder Road webpage, not their Facebook page, but their webpage.
Okay.
If you go to that and you click the racing schedule, you can. Well, I'll probably print it out for you. How's that?
Can we?
That way.
Can we do that here?
Yes, we can. Oh, can you even imagine?
We have a printer.
I know it.
Listen, Marcel Gravel is. Can I just say, for the record, I love that guy.
Sure.
I just love that guy. I loved chatting with him the other day at the car show. He's going to come back. He's been on Aired Out several times. He's going to come back, he says. And Walker Fitch. Mm-hmm. Walker Fitch is going to be on real soon, too.
Awesome.
And
so them and the Donahues.
The Donahues. We got to get the Donahues in here. I mean,
Yeah.
Bill, Steven, John.
Yeah.
All of the hooligans.
The three of them are going to kick it this summer.
Yes.
So we need to.
And Caden Fisher, too.
Caden Fisher.
Yep.
Maybe Paco and Taylor Hoare, because they're the Race to Reed drivers this year.
All right. We got to get Paco and Taylor Hoare in here.
For sure.
Absolutely. Don't let me forget that.
I will not.
All right, because it's got to happen. God, where the hell are we, Raylene? What's going on? Holy shit!
Well,
today is National Lost Sock Memorial Day.
Okay. I thought it was like Mojito Day or something.
Well,
I think I'm much more.
No, it is.
Willing to celebrate that.
It is. It's a bunch of things. You posted.
Oh no,
it up
Moscato.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm about ready to shake things up around here a little bit.
With?
Well, you never know with me.
Okay.
Yeah. And I haven't even gotten into the Moscato. Oh, Barb Druge is on. She did have a heart trap.
She did.
Yes, I have to go get it right after we get off air. So
oh shit!
I'm
Look
glad
what I did.
I'm glad she tuned in. Otherwise, I would have forgotten again today.
I hope I didn't piss Barb off.
Why?
By just telling the whole world that she's got to have a heart trap. You know?
It's really tough to piss Barb off, but if you did, I can guarantee that she'd be standing behind you with something.
Yeah. There's no question.
Because I'm pretty sure she was not going to take any shit from you.
Speaking of have a heart and critters and all that fun, can I read an email that I just got this morning?
Please do.
All right. All right, here we go. Good morning to Connor's Motivational Mornings. Kristen, Stacy, Barb, Chris, there's Becky. A lot of people tuned in this morning. Let's see. We want to alert families of the incident. This is an email. I'm reading it right now in front of me. Of an incident of a rabid fox that was seen at a nearby house by the ball field. This is where Lily does.
Okay, so the ball field in your.
Yeah, out where I live.
Okay.
So this is.
Not in Berry City.
No. This is where Lily has practice and often has games.
Okay.
And the kids are, they're running around. The game warden was called and stated that due to the aggressive nature of the fox, it is likely in its last days of life. We want everyone to be alert, and if a wild animal is acting unusual, please do not approach it and take proper measures to protect yourself. There has been another report of a deceased raccoon with a confirmed rabies case. Unfortunately, it is in our area, and we need to keep our eyes open.
Yeah, that was the one in Corinth, I think, that I had posted up yesterday.
Yes.
I shot a rabid fox once.
Did you?
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of hysterical, but we lived out in Adamant at the time, and my kids had one of those plastic tough tyke little clubhouses and some other things, and it kept running towards it and literally bouncing off of it. It would run right into it and bounce off of it, and it was acting really strange. And so I got the gun and I sat up on the sink in front of because the window in the kitchen was in front of the sink.
Yeah.
And I opened the window and, and I shot it. It was there and I shot it. And the game warden said, that was so good. Oh God. That was so good that you did not, that you didn't shoot it in the head, because if you did, we wouldn't be able to test it.
Oh.
And I said, I knew. I said, I know, which I did not. I had no frigging clue. I was aiming for its head, and I just didn't hit it. Here you go. I'm shaking it up.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. You are shaking it up. Jesus, really? Oh, my God. Aaron, get your ass over there. Sit it down. What the hell are you doing? What's going on, buddy?
I took the wrong turn in Albuquerque.
Aaron's with us this morning. We're just gonna make a minor
Adjustment.
Yeah, move that. Do me a favor, Raylene, and move that box light that's right in front of this one right here, so that we can. His beautiful face. Yeah, slide it all the way out of the way so that we can Oh my God.
You like it?
I can't believe this guy's in town.
Is that
Holy
good?
shit. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Aaron, what's going on, buddy? How the hell are you?
No, I'm not that bad. How are you?
What are you doing, bud?
Well, I've been waiting for you to come to the airport to go for a balloon ride.
Jesus, I'm afraid of heights. You know that. So full of shit. I can't wait to do that, man. When are you going again? Probably this afternoon.
No, tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. You have to wait
6
that long?
a.m.
Oh, my
Sharp.
God. Seriously, are you really going tomorrow morning?
Yeah, as long as the weather holds out and it's looking good.
I really wanted to go on a balloon ride with you this winter. I just really wanted to. Did you do any winter any flights?
Yeah, we did basically the same flight we did from Crown Point, New York, and we actually landed over by the VA in White River.
All right.
And what else did we do?
You did the one you landed at the school.
Just get his his mic just a little closer to his mouth so we can hear him.
So you can hear him.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit better. Yeah, just talk.
further?
No, that's just talk as closely as you can to it so we can hear you. So so where did you end up? Did you end up in Crown Point?
No, we took off in Crown Point.
Oh.
And we landed at the VA in White River Junction.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we tried to land in Quechee, but we were too high and we were over it, and we dropped down and ended up in White River.
So you have been ballooning since when did this whole obsession start?
God, it was probably 2010 or 2011, and that was all because I wanted to jump out of the balloon.
Yeah.
And then I met Brian, and then we became friends.
And that happened.
Yes. Yeah.
So what makes I'm just curious, and I think I can relate to this in some respect because you and I both have issues. But what would make you wake up someday and say, I got to jump out of a hot air balloon? And I love that about you. And I can understand. I'd probably jump with you if I really, if you gave me some lessons.
You're so full of shit.
I would jump. I would jump as long as I was.
He knocked you out first.
No, as long as I was totally confident that I knew which ripcord to pull, then I would do it. But what made you say it's one thing to go up in the hot air balloon, another thing to jump out? Why would you do that?
Well, I was an ex-paratrooper in the military.
Ah, there we go. All right.
And then I continued on skydiving. And when I moved up to Post Mills, all my drop zones were now 2 hours plus away. And I saw the balloons going up, and it was like right across the street from my house. And
Wow.
that was very convenient.
Yeah. And that was, what year was that?
Right around 2011, I think we moved up here.
Okay. And we've seen some video of that.
Yeah, it's a little garbled up. Though.
It's a little garbled up. Yeah, I think we got it on a thumb drive for you.
Yeah.
But is this something that we might want to do one more time with a perfectly good camera, like a really nice GoPro, so the footage is great, so that we can prove that you did it?
Yeah, well, it'd have to be with a certified balloon. And it may happen because my old drop zone over at Vermont Skydiving Adventures over in Addison,
Yeah.
I think they periodically have a balloon that goes over there that's certified for jumpers.
What there is such a thing?
Yes.
Raylene is sitting there saying, "There's a hot air balloon that's certified for jumping." Really? What makes it certified?
Well, the manufacturer specifications, they... like the balloons that I fly...
Are you bullshitting me right now?
No. It's a legit thing. Like I fly a lot of experimental balloons, and I think if when you're building it, if you build it specifically for skydiving, or people to skydive out of your balloon,
Yeah.
then it has to be certified, tested, and then approved.
Okay.
So that's how it comes about. It has to go through the FAA paperwork.
Okay. I just wonder what makes this balloon jumpable and this one not jumpable. Like,
it has to be tested.
Oh,
In paperwork, like I said, it has to be specifically noted in the aircraft build that it's capable of taking jumpers up and
yeah.
whatnot.
That there's no cords laying around, and then the basket is made in a way where you're not going to get your foot tangled up on the way out.
Correct.
He has all kinds of other things like going on that are exciting that are going to happen right now, though.
Yes. Let's talk about that. But at some point, I want to get back to what that experience was like jumping out of the balloon. But tell me what's going on, because it's not this coming weekend. It's next weekend.
Yeah, May 17th to the 19th, we're having our EBAA, Experimental Balloon and Aircraft Association meet. It's
Okay.
where all the homemade balloons are coming to meet, and we fly in the mornings and evenings. And we have food and beverages, and I think they're going to have a little sale table for stuff for sale. I'm not sure exactly what that's going to be like, but
And proceeds go to a local like daycare center, right?
well, the food the daycare provides the food, and all the other stuff will go to the Brian Bowen Memorial Fund.
Okay. This has been going on for how long over at the Post Mills Airport?
Since Brian started it back in, I think, '87.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and there was a time that they stopped doing it for reasons that I don't know of. But then when I got there, they had resumed, and they were having the balloon meet every year. And when I first was there, we had upwards of 45, 50 balloons.
Okay. What can we expect this year if there's perfect weather?
We never know.
We don't know.
No, it's just people just show up.
Bottom line, balloonists have real connection to each other.
Yeah.
Regionally, and they know about this. They know that this is happening, and
Yeah,
bring your balloon.
We have a group email, and we sent out the email to
Okay.
everybody. And
All right.
it's just, there's no RSVP. It's just whoever shows up, shows up.
Find a space, fill the bag.
Yep.
Right.
And hopefully fly.
And hopefully fly.
Yeah.
Was it last year that it was too windy? I think it was.
In
right?
the evenings, we were flying in the mornings, but
Yeah.
not many people want to get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to go watch a balloon
It's
take off.
brutal.
Yeah, it is. It is brutal. Well, it's and there's the population over there in that section of the Connecticut River Valley is not huge. So most what I'm saying is most people have got to make a drive over to Post Mills, which is right near Fairleigh there, exit 15-ish.
Yeah,
So
Post Mills.
Post Mills. All right.
And then he has something else going on too.
Please.
Over at the it's Ripcord at Shaker Bridge Theater, May 9th through the 26th. So we should hear him tell all about that.
What is that?
Well, it's a play that I don't even know who's putting it on, but they contacted me for some props that they needed.
Yeah.
So I donated some of my stuff for that. So I'm curious to see how that turns out.
So it's a play,
Yes.
and where is that being held in?
I think it's in Lebanon, or is it in White River?
So it says Ripcord at Shaker Bridge Theater, May 9th through the 26th. A sunny room on an upper floor is prime real estate in the Bristol Place assisted living facility. So when the cantankerous Abby is forced to share her quarters with new arrival Marilyn, she has no choice but to get rid of the infuriating chipper woman by any means necessary. So that is a little bit about it. And then I'll get the absolute exact location for that Bridge Theater.
All right. When did you start getting into this whole ballooning thing, Aaron? I mean, it was like you woke up one day and you said, "I got to get into ballooning," or had you did you just like meet Brian Boland and say, take me up? Did he take you up for the first time ever?
Yes, yeah.
So he was the one that started all this shit.
Well, yeah, well, I saw him, the balloons taking off. I had never met him, and I went over and introduced myself and asked him how much he would charge to take me up in his balloon and let me jump out. And this is funny. His response was, well, I'd rather become friends with you and get to know you first. And then I was like, well, wait a minute. You would rather have a friend potentially jump to his death as opposed to somebody you don't know?
Yeah.
And then we became friends,
question.
and we built the Vermontosaurus, and
What is the Vermontosaurus? That is this amazing structure.
A wooden dinosaur, so to speak, that was constructed out of the museum had collapsed, and they rebuilt it, and then they had a pile of broken timbers, and so he decided to construct something artistic out of it, and we made a dinosaur.
I don't know if there's another individual on the planet that is anything like Brian Boland was.
He's one of a kind.
Definitely one of a kind. I mean, this guy, he was a pioneer. He was, some might even say, a scientist. Some might even say, respectfully,
A mad scientist.
fucking crazy. Yeah, I mean, he was inventing. He was an inventor, and not only did he invent different balloons and airship, but he would invent different baskets that would carry him, in a way where when he came down, unlike the traditional method of packing up the stuff into the basket, and you have a chaser and you have someone that transports everything back, he would get an empty gas can or some crutches and go out on the side of the road and accept someone pulling over and offering him a ride back.
Yep.
Guy was crazy.
People would go in the opposite direction and see him, and they'd turn around to pick him up and bring him back, and then he'd offer him a balloon ride.
and he would exactly. But he would also invent certain ways that his basket was also a vehicle of such with
Jitney.
wheels,
He called them jitneys.
so that he could drive home
Correct.
with his basket and his balloon and everything is one self-contained unit.
Yes, and they were fully functional.
Yeah, I mean, that's remarkable.
And they can all be seen at the airport.
They're all there, and how many are
So
there?
people that come out
Oh,
can see
geez.
them.
I don't even know.
a lot.
Yeah, most things at the airport have flown underneath a balloon.
My God, and we're talking about everything from kayaks to
Cars.
cars, boats,
Buses.
Yeah, I mean, like little VW buses. I mean, he was an interesting guy, and we lost him a couple of years ago, tragically. And I'll tell you, if you've never been to the Post Mills Airport and Museum, which was his home,
Yes.
and he was a collector. He was a hoarder. He has basically a huge barn that is. Raylene, you've been in there.
Yeah. Brian's rusty and dusty stuff.
Right.
God, I mean, what are some of the things inside that museum that stand out to you that you like?
Well, there's old antique cars and motorcycles, and I mean, he was pretty proud of he's got the wheel or tire of the first space shuttle. It's just random stuff that's just off the wall. Every time I go in there, I see something new that I've never seen before, and I've been around for 12, 13 years.
Wow. So your balloon that you got, your dare I say your favorite balloon is the green and white and blue one that so many of us commonly see.
Yeah,
in the valley.
That's one of my favorites. I do have a manufactured balloon. It's a Lindstrand that I like that a lot, but it's a lot heavier than my green one. That's a home built experimental, lightweight, and it's 88,000 cubic feet.
Okay, so that's smaller than average.
No, that's
But
actually
that's about average.
Larger than most experimental balloons.
Okay.
And my Lindstrand, which is manufactured, that one is 69,000 cubic feet.
Okay.
And that one weighs 150 pounds roughly, the envelope itself, the balloon. And my 88,000 weighs 100 pounds. So it's bigger and it's lighter than the Lindstrand.
Wow. Tell me more about what to expect on the weekend of, what is it, Raylene? The 17, 18, and 19.
Correct.
It's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yes.
Over at Post Mills Airport.
Yes.
Tell us, both of you. Tell us more of what to expect on the Friday, starting on Friday, and through the whole weekend.
Well, the balloons go up and then they come back down.
I mean, if folks watching, listening right now, is there a charge to get in? Is there a ticket price?
No, everything is all free.
Okay.
We're going to have some raffles. I'm donating some wooden bowls.
I love mine, by the way, that you made for me. It's incredible.
About time that
Right.
Yeah.
I forgot. Raylene, but I mean I love it. It's on my table right now, full of jalapeno peppers, left over from Cinco de Mayo. But it's so beautiful. It's like, I won't let anyone.
And that's part of Post Mills too. That's kind of the story behind those bowls that I've been making. After Brian had passed away, this tree had fallen, and I had seen it from the air, and I went down to check it out, and lo and behold, it was a cherry tree.
Okay.
So I cut it up in manageable pieces and brought it to my house and started making bowls out of them. And it's part of Post Mills and Brian's legacy.
I should have brought mine down so that you could see it.
If I knew Aaron was coming in, I would have brought mine too. It's like, so you have equipment that makes that will turn a piece of wood into a bowl.
Yeah, it's a lathe.
Lathe.
Yeah. And there's a learning curve, and I'm getting better at it.
You know what I love about people like this, Raylene, is that they wake up one day and say, I think I'm going to make bowls. We've got a perfectly good cherry tree over here in the woods. Why not make a bowl out of it?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? That's part of your character. You're kind of hey, let's do it kind of a guy. Which was very much Brian Boland. You'd get an idea, and then absolutely nothing would get in the way of that idea.
Yeah, well, Brian was a little bit more extreme than I am, but...
Yeah, but you guys were on the same page, though.
Right, and it was... our relationship was really cool because he would come up with these off-the-wall ideas, and...
Yeah.
And Aaron would support them.
That's a great idea. So.
Support them. I'm going to ask you more details about when you jumped out of that balloon. But first, Jordan. Tell me about Jordan, assuming he'll be in Vermont the weekend of the 17th, 18th, and 19th.
Yeah, he'll be there. He's actually busy. He's a JetBlue pilot as well, and so he's been busy for the past 2 weeks now. And I'm not sure when he's coming back just yet, but he'll be here for the meet for sure.
And we had you and Jordan on Aired Out.
Yes.
Well, it was a while ago.
Right after you saw him in the air and thought that he was a Chinese balloon. And you
he
freaked
was
out.
a Chinese balloon.
And you freaked out.
But that was not last summer. That was the summer before that, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
It was about a year ago.
I don't think it was last summer, man. I don't think it was.
It was in the winter. It was
Well,
Yeah,
no,
was
no.
it? Yeah.
February.
That when
March.
we had them on the air, I don't think that was last summer.
No,
I think
it was
the
in
summer
the winter.
before.
It was in the winter time
Oh,
that we
was?
had them on the air.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because you were giving him shit that it was like 0 degrees and they were flying.
0. It was. Yeah, I can't remember the temperature that day, but it was.
It was about 0.
You're right. Yeah, it was. It was about 0. You're right, Raylene.
Mm-hmm.
What happened was, we were driving in the morning, and
You were. Yeah.
look. Well, I was with Sherilyn and Lily.
Yeah.
And we looked up and we saw this. This was all while the Chinese balloon shit was on fire. The news was everywhere, and it just happened. We were coming down the Orange Heights. We look up and we see this little black speck in the sky to the south of where we were, and we're like, "What the hell's that?" So, of course, it's a Chinese balloon.
Right. Right.
I mean, no, duh.
Made
no
perfect
brainer.
sense.
Of course. I mean, it was February, so we're like, "What the hell's that? My God!" Blah blah blah. We're freaking out. We're trying to take pictures with the cell phone,
And you're on the phone screaming at me to
screaming
look
at
up,
you that we're being invaded.
find out who it is, find out what's going on.
Right. We're being photographed and invaded by surveillance spy balloons from the Chinese.
Yeah.
And I was perfectly sober that morning. I mean, I so you're dropping posts. I'm sending you pictures. You're putting the posts on, and our listeners are like, "Yeah, I see it right there."
And somebody knew who it was.
And that's it. Someone was like, "That's probably Aaron Johnson,"
And they were correct.
and they were correct.
And we had you on the phone with him that afternoon.
I know. It was like a couple hours later, and we found out who that crazy bastard was up at the end of February, 1,500 feet or whatever you were.
10,000.
10. Okay. I was slightly off. Okay. 10,000 feet at the end of February. Flying, drifting eastward from you took off at Crown Point and you were hoping to get back home. Connecticut Valley. Connecticut
we
River Valley.
wanted to jump over Vermont and land in New Hampshire. And I didn't tell you this part. Is where we landed was in one of my old friends' backyards.
At the end of February.
Yeah.
Did he know that you were coming?
No.
That's a good
no
friend.
one ever knows when they're coming
That's a good friend.
until you hear the noise.
Right. So
Here they come.
was he home?
Yeah. I didn't know he had moved. So I didn't know it was his house.
Oh my God.
We have to tell Barb. So I have been up in the balloon with JD in it, Barb. And as you can see, I didn't push him over. He's still here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Until next time.
we went up a short time later, and there really wasn't a lot of wind that day. We went up, we kind of circled around the field a little bit, and then we came back down.
Yeah.
It's so peaceful. It's so magical.
Yeah, see, that's the difference between like skydiving. Skydiving, you get it's very exhilarating, and you only have like 60 seconds of free fall, which is awesome, and then maybe 2 or 3 minutes under canopy, then you're on the ground. But in the hot air balloon, I can fly upwards of three hours on just 2 tanks of gas, and you just float around. I can go up to whatever height I want, and
Propane.
yeah, and just float around, go into the trees, go up and hit all the wind currents and try to get back to the airport so I don't have to have a chase crew.
Yeah. Raylene, if you have any questions, I mean, please just cut me off.
I know.
I'm an inquisitive guy here. I mean, it's just that I have so many questions. Like the technology that you have on your phone, which shows you where the wind currents are,
Yep.
which direction they're moving, and also the speed that they're moving and the altitude that they're moving.
Yeah,
Those
and
are like the 3 main things.
yeah, and well, the sun, the thermals, the heating and the cooling of the ground,
Right.
like mountains and trees, and
Mountains and trees,
the
yeah.
lakes, parking lots, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, lakes and parking lots. There's different winds above that stuff.
Yeah, well, in a perfect world, the the forecast is like on a flat surface,
Okay.
but we have mountains and valleys and trees and buildings and all that stuff. So that all plays into the wind direction, because you can't. A lot of times when I take off from Post Mills, the forecast will say it's coming out of the northeast, blowing southwest, and I'll take off and I'll head the complete opposite direction.
Okay. Why is that, though?
That's from the mountains and valleys. You know, it just comes in, the wind
Moving the
hits
air
the mountains and creates different currents. And the
And-
sun coming up, it'll, raise up the mountain and
But that's stuff that's constantly changing.
yes.
Based on the time of day, but also just Mother Nature and what she's deciding to do.
And usually, like, if we don't have any chase crew, we'll fly up. And if we get a direction that's opposite of what the forecast is, we stay in that current as long as we can, because it will change. And then it'll blow us back to the airport, hopefully.
Hopefully.
and that's a key word with ballooning. You have to say hopefully. I mean, you are I don't want to say fighting Mother Nature, but you're working.
We work with it.
You're working with her.
Yep.
She can be a bitch sometimes. Am I right? She can
Oh, yeah.
be
Yeah.
unpredictable, like
Yeah.
most women
Like
can.
most, you can say it.
And what do you do at that point? You have to use your experience, your knowledge. You have to use some technology,
Yeah.
and
And-
you're constantly making decisions.
Yeah, and you're making different altitude changes, and you can feel the wind changing at different altitudes, and you can go 10 feet and go in a different direction.
Really?
Yeah.
So basically, your altitude up and down, you're basically hitching on to a ride in an area of wind current that's moving in a certain direction at a certain speed, and I'm dumbing it down here. I don't want to really go in this direction. So if I go up another 100 feet or whatever, I'm going to catch a different road, essentially,
Right,
going in a
right.
different direction at a
Sure.
different speed. That's fascinating to me.
Yep.
And that's how you essentially navigate where you want to go, or where you hope, there's the word hope again, where you hope to go.
We have like a prediction of, you start out with a flight plan, according to
Oh, yeah.
what the weather forecast is and the wind direction, and you get
Good
a
to have a
basically
plan.
Yeah.
a
And then
general
cross your
idea.
fingers.
And
Yeah.
If you fly up over the mountain from Post Mills into the Upper Valley, the Connecticut Valley, the winds are totally different over there at times. And it changes, as soon as you come over the mountain and drop down, it'll be, the wind speeds are faster or slower or different direction than what you assume. And
When you look over the edge and you only see what's right next to you, which is a propane tank that's hanging over the side of a straw basket, and then hundreds or thousands of feet between that and the treetops, does that ever create some anxiety for you?
well, more so, it gives me the feeling that I want to put on my parachute and jump out and free fall.
But trees are security too. Those are your brakes sometimes, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
when we're down close to the ground trying to land, and the winds are a little bit faster, and your landing area is small,
Yeah.
so you kind of hit the trees and slow down, and then you kind of pendulum down, and
So you use the trees to slow down. You essentially hit the trees.
yeah,
Okay. You hit, like, hey, let's head for those trees right over there. We'll smash into them, and that will slow us down.
yes, exactly.
Okay, then.
Or you can grab onto them and
That's even better.
pull yourself in a direction to
Yeah.
where you want to be.
Raylene, grab onto that tree. Try not to get any sap on you.
That's why we wear gloves.
And I see you here landing on frozen lakes. I mean, that's always a great idea. You like to do that?
Oh yeah, yeah. Even when they're not frozen.
Okay, but so if they're frozen but super thin, have you broken through before?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and then
Well,
what happens?
that's how we test the thickness.
I understand. All right. And then you get on the gas, right?
Yeah.
So coming into and touching water on a lake, that's got to be a magical experience. That's something that I can't even. I would love to do that. Touch the water, get on the gas. You got to kind of know that that transition point of I'm not getting on the gas enough, or I'm getting on the gas too much.
Well, you can swim, right?
I can swim, yes.
Then what are you worried about?
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, but how much has your basket gone into a body of water, a lake or a pond?
What I would like it to do, or what I have done.
What you have done?
Well,
A oh shit moment.
I actually had F and Gary with me, and we did what we call a splash and dash.
Oh,
And we splashed a little too much, and Gary was actually floating out of the basket, and I had to push him back down into the basket when we took back off.
you had to push him back into the basket so
Yeah,
that
he
he
was
would stay
floating
in the
out.
basket.
Yeah.
He was floating out.
Yeah.
So pretty much the whole basket was full of water.
Well, it hit and it kind of tipped.
Oh,
Just a
And
little.
this was in the end of November, so
Maybe
it
that's
was-
what's
Oh,
wrong
it was
with him.
quite chilly.
It's your fault.
the end of November. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get him back into the basket?
Oh yeah,
Or did he have to swim for the shore?
I think he would rather have swum to the shore. But
Now, when you say Gary, are you talking about Gary Bennett?
Gary Barrett, no,
Gary Barrett?
yeah, I
All right.
understand you met him.
Yes, I did. Did
That's Big Gary. We
all
call
right.
him.
Did he tell you that, or did
Yeah, I saw him right after that day.
that day?
Yeah,
All right. Gary Barrett?
yeah.
That guy's fucking crazy. I mean, he's a great
He-
guy. He's a great guy, but he's crazy.
He was a neighbor of Brian's as well.
Wow, there you go. There you go. What
And
if,
that's not even fucking Gary.
I know.
So-
there's another Gary.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When you hear the word Gary, I think of somebody who's half fucking mad anyways. Well, let's bring Gary. Gary will have fun with us. I mean, what Gary is well grounded and making fantastic decisions in life? I can't think of one. Let's bring Gary. He'll jump. So who's the other Gary?
Well, he's from Ohio, and we met at the airport.
Well,
Also, so we had Big Gary and Little Gary to
All right.
differentiate the two.
okay.
And Gary and I, well, Little Gary and I are friends,
Yeah.
and he's my chase crew or my co-pilot
Okay.
at times.
Yeah. So he knows what he's doing. He's
No.
got some.
No.
No,
Okay.
no, no.
All right.
That's how he got his name.
No, and his motto for chasing is, I might find you and I might not.
Oh, there you go. That's wonderful. I chased you one time, and I loved it.
Yeah, there's something, I ran into somebody the other day, on that day, because I was on that mountainside. I was in a curl over.
Yeah.
And
A curl over,
I
yeah.
kept cycling back and forth because I didn't want to go too high because I would have ended up in Lyme, New Hampshire. But there was a house, and I was going to holler to him to throw my drop line to him
Yeah.
before you guys got there.
Yeah.
And it turns out it's my friend's son that was there. Him and his wife and his kids were watching.
No kidding. That was a wonderful day. Sherilyn was driving. Lily was in the back seat, screaming at Mom to turn left or turn right, and we had I'll never forget this. You're taking off, and you kind of tossed me a two-way radio and said, "Well, I think I'm heading south. See you later." I want to ask you, when you jumped out of the hot air balloon. You've only done that one time.
Yes.
Why only once? And I think I want to ask you that first. Why haven't you done it again since then?
Brian wouldn't allow it.
Okay.
He was very nervous for me, and
Okay. Now
if you saw the video, you can hear him talking, and you'd understand.
yes, he was nervous because he would have to carry any of that. But if it didn't go well, what do you think Brian is saying right now? If he were watching and listening to this, do you think he would be saying, "Dude, come on, man, I'm gone. Don't worry about me now. Just do it"? Do you think he would be saying that?
Well, I don't know. I know he thought that I was crazy for doing it,
Yeah.
coming from
Someone that's
this
crazy.
guy.
Right. Do you plan to jump again?
I would, but I'd have to have another pilot. Obviously, I can't do it and leave my balloon just floating.
Is that something that you're considering or thinking about? And there's a difference between thinking about something and considering something.
Well,
I can think about shit all day, but when I consider it, that's when things get kind of dangerous.
Well, I'm considering skydiving again this summer, but all my old parachute gear was outdated. I got it. It's back in '89, so they kind of told me it was time to get new stuff.
Okay.
So I'd have to get new gear.
Okay. Expensive.
Yeah.
Same gear jumping out of an airplane that you would use jumping out of a hot air balloon.
Yep.
Okay. Is that something that you want to do? I'm pushing you, brother.
yeah,
I want an answer. Are you jumping out of a balloon this summer or not?
I don't know if I'll be jumping out of a balloon. I'll be jumping out of a plane.
All right, but you're not sure about the balloon.
Not just yet.
If you do decide you're going to jump out of a balloon, will you please call me first so
I'll
that
do
I
that.
can because I
I'll
want
let
to
you
be
know.
there. I want to see this. But it's something that it's not. Is it possibly on the table?
Oh yeah.
It is.
Yep.
Wow. How many feet would you? What altitude would the balloon have to be at for you to jump?
Well, that also depends on the parachute, but 3,000 feet is a safe bet.
Okay.
You could do 1,000 feet, I believe. And
Wow.
in the military, they go up to, I think 500 feet, maybe.
Okay. Really?
Yeah, but that's with a military shoot and on a static line, not a free fall.
What was your altitude when you did jump?
7,000 feet.
Would you consider going up that high?
Yeah, I mean, you get more free fall time, but the disadvantage of going up higher is you get the wind drift, and then you get farther away from your drop zone, your landing area.
Okay.
Just open up the trap door and go.
Yeah, right. So the video that I've seen, and of course we don't have it right now, but maybe we can find it again and put it up on our page. The video is you basically standing on the edge of the basket, holding on to the lines there.
Yeah, the burner ring.
Yeah, and it was pretty quiet.
Yeah, at that moment, it was quiet.
At
Yeah,
that
the whole
moment.
ride was quiet. That's the thing about Brian, is he's very talkative, and in this particular flight, it was pretty quiet, and everybody was quiet.
Were your palms sweating a little bit? I'm guessing that they were.
I didn't notice, but I was nervous.
Yeah. Were you committed at that point, or did you
No.
think about backing out?
No, they were trying to talk me out of it, and
Oh,
so then we made one attempt, and I kind of chickened out, and then I said, well, I'm doing it, to go back up. So we went back up.
What?
And I said, this is it. And I climbed out of the basket and said, well, see you later. And as I left, Brian says, keep the beer cold.
oh my God. What was that? Obviously, you've jumped out of an airplane before, which is, I'm guessing, different in many ways. But what was it like to be moving so slowly, not in an airplane?
Yeah, that's the you actually get the feeling of falling. It's actually a base jump, jumping out
It's
of
a base
balloon.
jump.
Yeah.
Of course.
So and then I opened my chute a little sooner than I would have liked, just because I didn't know the area. My landing areas had changed. I had to fly to a different spot to land. So my chute opened up slower, at what they call sub-terminal, and it just came out in a ball and was just going foo, 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 foo. So I'm shaking
What?
the risers and trying to get it to open up a little faster.
You were doing what?
Oh, my
Shaking the
God.
what?
The risers to go up to the parachute to help it open a little bit faster.
Okay.
He hoped.
Come on, baby.
Were you slowing down?
Oh, yeah.
You were.
Yeah.
Slowing down.
Yeah.
And they opened, obviously, because you're here today and we're talking to you. Dude, that's crazy. So what is the feeling when your feet let go of that hot air balloon and within the first second?
Well, it's
Wind.
Yeah, you just start picking up speed, and then
How many feet do you think you fell before you pulled your chute that didn't open immediately?
I don't know, maybe 500, 1,000 feet, maybe.
Okay. Have you ever done any base jumping, bridge jumping,
No.
cliff?
No, but I was actually contemplating on jumping off the Quechee Bridge, and I went as far as calling the police and asking them how much trouble I'd get in for jumping off the bridge, and they were telling me to call the suicide hotline. And then when I told them I told him it was with a parachute, and the guy started laughing. And he says, "Well, it's only a misdemeanor if you get caught."
If you get caught.
If you get caught. So you said the hell with that.
Yeah, it's not high enough.
Is it it's got to be an adrenaline rush, an adrenaline dump that I can't even imagine what the feeling is.
Yeah, some friends of mine that I met over at Vermont Skydiving, they're base jumpers now, and they go out and they in wingsuits and they do some crazy stuff.
I've seen wingsuit videos so much on social media and watching some of these jumps that are taken.
Proximity flying.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
In like wherever the hell they are, the Alps
Yep.
in Switzerland and whatnot. It's fascinating. Have you ever done that, or have
No.
you? Okay, but you've watched plenty of those videos.
Yep.
When you watch those videos, are you saying I got to do this someday, or do you say, oh hell no?
Oh, it looks like fantastic. I mean, I would love to do it, but I'd have to,
Different training.
yeah,
A lot of different.
Well, I've never jumped with a wingsuit, so I don't know what that's like. And the funny story is, my good friend's son wanted to go skydiving, so I took him up, and his father told me that if he gets hurt, I'm hurting you. So we jumped, and he actually fell in love with it, started skydiving, and he was going to, I think, MIT for electronics, and he dropped out of school and just started skydiving and wingsuiting, and now he I think he designs and tests wingsuits, and I think he was working on it because the altimeters and automatic activation devices, which if you pass out or whatever, say
Oh,
when you're
my
in free
God.
fall, it blows out your reserve parachute, so it saves your life.
Wow.
But it doesn't work with wingsuit because
that's
you're falling slower. So he was designing a circuit to put in your altimeter for wingsuits.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. I don't know if he's ever accomplished
Where
it,
is
but
this guy?
He is out in, I think he was out in Arizona, Eloy, Arizona, where it's a big skydiving outfit out there. I think that's where he was.
And are you in contact with him? Do you talk with him?
I haven't talked to him in quite some time.
Would he be the one that would execute any kind of fantasy of doing a wingsuit base jump for you? Would he be your guy?
He would be the one I would contact.
He
yeah.
would be the one you would contact.
Yep.
And I'm guessing you would do that. If you did do that, it would be in America, or would you just say, wherever the hell you want to go, I'll go?
Well, I'd have to start here and get the wingsuit flying down first.
Yeah.
Because there's an art to that.
Right. Do you learn how to do a wingsuit jump from an airplane, or do you?
Yeah.
Okay, you do.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Raylene, do you have any other
I'm
questions
good.
for this madman?
I'm good.
All right. So again, let's recap. May 17th, 18th, and 19th. That's a
Yes.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yep.
Yes.
You can you come to the Post Mills Airport, where you will meet this crazy guy, Aaron Johnson,
And many others,
and many-
hopefully.
and many others.
Many other crazy guys.
Many others.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan will be there, your cohort,
Yep.
and
Paul Stump. And actually, one of my friends also, he is trying to get his balloon pilot's license.
Okay.
And he needs 2 more hours and to do that. And the guy that does the testing is coming up for the balloon meet. And if he gets his 2 hours in, hopefully this weekend, he can test for his pilot's license. So
Wow.
he can be a private pilot and
that's
fly balloons on his own.
that's very cool.
Yeah.
This
And then the play, which
Yeah.
is 5 South Main Street in White River Junction is
Okay.
where the Shaker Bridge Theater is
all right.
for the play.
And
And, that's
wh-
already started.
And what's the date on that?
Let me kick back in there.
And you have some of your equipment that's going to be featured in that play
Yeah,
Yeah.
the play already started. It's May
Okay.
9th through the 26th.
at the Shaker Theater.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's called Ripcord.
All right. Are
That
you?
gives you any inclination what it's about?
Yeah. Are you?
Or that's a part of it.
Are
I
you?
don't know.
Have you seen the play?
I have not.
Are you going to?
I'm going to, yeah.
Are you going to be speaking at it? at
No,
all?
no. I'm
Okay.
behind the scenes.
Yeah. Will you be speaking? Will there be any kind of memorial about Brian Boland at the Post Mills Airport, 17, 18, and 19 of May?
Yeah, we did it last year, so I'm assuming we have a stage. It was actually a bus that Brian and I were converting into his idea of a diner.
Right.
And it was 24 feet wide, but we cut it down to 12 feet. And it's still on the bus, and we'll drive the bus out and put it out in front, so we have a stage there.
Okay.
But we got to keep the children off the bus because they push all the buttons and try to start it, honk the horn, and
Yeah.
create a ruckus.
Yeah, the honking of the horn kind of made me go a little cuckoo. And there's going to be food there. You can come and have dinner, bring a blanket, bring some chairs, bring the family, bring your binoculars.
Yeah, I may have a wood pellet pizza oven there too.
I see the pictures of that. Raylene's been talking about that on the air a little bit. That's your new thing?
Yeah, it was my brother's thing, and I went down to help him down in Connecticut at the Mohegan Sun at an exposition down there, and I ended up coming home with one of his pizza ovens. And
Wow. How many times a week on average do you fly? And I know that it depends on what time of year it is and what's going on and everything.
the weather is the biggest. I mean, if it's flyable, I try to fly.
Is it a safe assumption to say that every night you're looking at your phone saying, "Am I
Oh, yeah.
flying tomorrow?"
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Are you retired?
What's that?
Or are you retired?
Yeah. Well,
All right.
sort of.
So
still-
so it's not like you're calling in sick to work
Right.
because you're flying or making up some bullshit and
And
then
self-employed too. So.
there you go. All right. So you can essentially, if the weather's good, you're gonna fly.
Yeah.
Most of the time you're alone.
Yeah. Most of the time.
When you have flown with anyone else, Brian or whoever else, who is, it's not your balloon, you're not the captain of the ship. Are you more relaxed, or when someone else is, it's their equipment, it's their balloon, it's their time, you're a passenger? Are you more relaxed?
Yeah. Yeah, I can, take pictures and, check out the scenery and stuff. But I'm still fully aware of what's going on.
Right.
And
kind of like, yeah.
We get sometimes like we'll have 3 pilots and, somebody's balloon, and we'll all take turns flying and doing different stuff.
Okay.
And we share. It's pretty cool.
But when you've been with Brian, he is essentially giving you lessons. When you're with him, he's constantly teaching you about stuff.
Well, maybe. Mostly he just, okay, you're flying, and jump in and take off, and there's where you go.
So it's essentially that easy for someone who wants to be a balloonist. You've got to get some airtime. You've got to be with someone who knows what they're doing. You have to study up. You have to take a test, like you were just saying.
Yeah, and it's the same test you take for a fixed wing or rotary wing.
It
aircraft,
is.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then once you get that certification, you're good to go. At that point, it's a matter of, do you have a basket? Where do you buy a balloon or make a balloon? Where do you buy a basket and get a balloon? Not at Walmart.
No, there's different manufacturers. They're around. One of my friends, he'll be actually at the show. He sells Ultra Magic is a company. It's a good brand.
Okay.
Lindstrand.
Okay.
Or you can, my friend Paul Stumpf, he has a balloon school where you can go to his place and he'll teach you how to build a balloon.
Really?
Give you like ground school lessons and how to fly, and he'll take you flying, and then your balloon is built, and then you get your license and the balloon is yours and you fly it.
That's amazing. I mean, that's
cool.
Really incredible.
Yeah, I was just talking with him on my way here, because I've got to bring my balloons down to his place. He's also a repair station and inspection station.
Okay.
And I have to have all mine inspected and refurbished, and everything's got to be updated. And
when is the museum open over at the Post Mills Airport for people to go in and see some of the collector items that Brian's collected?
It's typically open all the time. I think the official opening is the balloon meet.
Okay.
Because usually it seems like the inside the museum is colder than it is outside, so you don't really want to go there in the wintertime.
Yeah.
It's pretty cold.
Thank you for coming in here, man.
Oh, you're welcome. Surprise.
Yeah. I don't know when I'll be getting in a basket with you again, but I hope it's soon. And
well, Lily, I'm sure, wants to go again.
Yes,
Lily
with Mr. Aaron.
Lily wants to go, but Mom's a little, not Dad, but Mom's a little nervous of.
So I have to take Mom so she understands, and then.
Please, but that's going to be a challenge in itself. I don't think Mom's going to go, but Lily would, of course. Lily would jump with you.
Sure.
She would.
She would.
She'd say, "What do you want me to do, Mr. Aaron?" And she would just do it.
Which button do I pull? You tell me when, and let's go.
Usually it's designated.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Right.
Oh shit. All right, got it. Yeah, man. I hope it happens soon. And I would love to get up in a balloon with you and go live on Aired Out at the same time. It would be amazing. Be great.
Cool.
Don't forget, before we skip out of here, Thirsty Thursdays over at Jerry's. Raylene, I know you can get over there and have some wings and even some panko shrimp, and nuggets and pizza and everything.
I was there Saturday night. We had a great time. A bunch of us went over. Michael Booten got spanked hard playing pool. Oh gosh, this guy had him totally. He's like he convinced Michael that he did not know what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Michael took 2 shots,
Well,
and that was it. The guy had the rest of the game.
oh my God. And we're not talking about shots of booze. We're talking about shots of pool.
On the pool table.
All right.
Yeah.
Doors open at 3 today. Get over there and have some fun. Get to a movie, too. We were talking about FGB Theaters earlier. FGBtheaters.com. Lots of great movies that are going to be starting up and running through the weekend. I think, of course, tonight, usually around 6:30 or so. And have a look at our page today because it is just jam-packed with news and other stuff, community events, things happening this weekend, and what's in the news today.
Yeah, and more Mother's Day stuff has been added.
Yeah, I see that.
So.
Yeah, and a shout out to Shep last night. Lori Shepard talking high school sports, NBA, Major League Baseball, NCAA recap that she did last night. The Four Quarters podcast right here where we are now. She does such a great job. She really does. Make sure to share any episode that you enjoy, especially this one here today with Aaron Johnson, our surprise guest this morning here on Aired Out. Always live, always local, and never edited. We appreciate your eyes and ears. Thanks for coming in, man.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having fun with us this morning. We appreciate you, and we'll get in a balloon with you real soon.
Well, hopefully we see a bunch of people over at the airport.
Yes, we will see a lot of people at the airport. 17th, 18th, and 19th at the Post Mills Airport is the annual Balloon Festival. And that guy right there that you see on camera will be there. Aaron Johnson. Raylene, you're going to be there too?
I am.
So make sure to come on by and say hi. And if we can tag on to your hotspot, we'd love to go live. I know the service isn't great over there, but we'd love to go live on Aired Out if we can.
Yeah. Actually, AT&T has a tower up over there, so there is phone service there now.
All right.
Through AT&T.
That's good.
But we have Wi-Fi at the airport as well.
All right. Good to know. Great to know. Can we?
Actually, that might be an idea. I'll run that by the powers to be.
To do what?
To do a live show there.
Yeah.
In a balloon?
Like maybe in a balloon or
Even on the ground, we
wanted to.
could, so that you were attached to Wi-Fi.
Okay. Maybe Velcro one of the cell phones to the bottom of the basket?
Yeah, or GoPro.
Or GoPro? All right.
Yeah.
Maybe I could hitch a ride with you?
Certainly.
All right.
That's one way to get you up.
Oh, my God. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for coming in, man.
Well, you're welcome.